Today we have to study blood pressure. The force which is applied on the wall of the blood vessel by the circulation of blood is known as blood pressure. Blood pressure, the pressure which is applied by the blood on the wall of blood vessel is known as blood pressure. Blood pressure is higher in the artery than that of in the veins. Blood pressure, why it is higher, why it is high in the artery? Because the aorta or the type of artery which is receiving for the first time, firstly the blood from the pumped blood from the ventricle. That's why its pressure is higher in the ventricle, in the artery, and when it will be circulating throughout the body and supplying the useful material and coming back, its speed is it becomes very slow and have very less pressure on the wall of the veins. So blood pressure reduces the veins but higher in the artery. We have to study the pressure which is done by the ventricular systole. The pressure which is done by the ventricular systole in the artery. Now, the pressure of blood which is pumped by ventricular systole, ventricular contraction in the artery is known as systolic pressure. And the pressure which remains in the artery after the ventricular relaxation, the pressure which remains in the artery after the relaxation of ventricle is known as diastolic pressure. Is known as diastolic pressure. Diastole means relaxation. We have to know that when the pressure we are going to measure in the artery, and that pressure in the artery due to the at the time of relaxation of the ventricle, that is known as diastolic pressure, and it is less than ventricular systolic pressure. When we are taking this sphygmomanometer, which is used to measure the blood pressure, and we are using and we are binding this on this hand. Now, when the blood is pumped by the heart, this is the left side, and when it is pumped, and that is here the calf is bound, and when the calf is wrapped here and bound here, and when the aerator will be pumped, so that the air can be filled here and can inflate this and can contract the muscle. When this heart is pumping, when this ventricle is pumping, when the systolic pressure is going on, and when systolic pressure is coming here and blood is after getting pumped is going to be circulated, that will be stopped just here, because here the muscles and veins has been contracted and has been contracted, and the blood circulation has been blocked. So at that time, when you are going to measure this in the sphygmomanometer monitor or the instrument, then that mercury height will be raising to the 120 mmHg. 120 mmHg. This is the systolic pressure, you can say, because this happens due to the systole of ventricle. Now what you are doing, the aerator is opened. Now the air pressure is decreased. Now the blood again going to be circulated. At that time, now the ventricle has come back into the relaxed condition. At that time, when you are going to measure the blood pressure, that will be very less, and that is measured 80 mmHg, and that is called diastolic pressure. In the case of hypertension, we have to categorize this blood pressure in two categories. One is the hypertension and one is the hypotension in the low blood pressure. We know that we are taking the junk foods, we are taking the cholesterol rich foods, your wild rich foods, and we are doing less exercise, during which these fatty materials are getting deposited inside the lumen of the blood vessel. And when heart is going to pump the blood, then blood will be facing the lack of space to be circulated through this blood vessel, because this fatty composition has been deposited in the inner wall of the blood vessel. So that lumen, so that diameter has decreased. Now the blood is searching a normal space, but that normal space has reduced, and the blood is not circulating, not getting the sufficient space to be circulated. In this way, the pressure will become high, because the blood will apply more force, more pressure on the blood vessel to be circulated. So that type of case in which the exercise is not going on, junk food intake is going on, obesity is there, that is causing hypertension. In the old case, in the pregnant case, in the dehydration, in the lack of salt, in the lack of water, if in the case of less electrolyte intake of the body, at that time we can face the low blood pressure, because that blood will be not going to the each and every part of the body, not going to the brain areas, and we will be facing the dizziness, we will be facing the feet. So these are the symptoms in which we can say that this is the expression of low blood pressure. So this is the blood pressure. And second thing I have to give the idea about the stethoscope. This stethoscope is there which can, if the doctor is have applied here the sphigometer cuff, and here that veins and arteries are here, and when you are applying that stethoscope structure as the figure has been shown, that you can listen the sound. You can listen the sound of lub lub or dub dub at the time of the blood which is coming out from the left ventricle, and which is going from the left atrium to the ventricle, or from ventricle to the aorta. So this type of sound can be heard by the stethoscope, and this is giving the normal idea that 72 beats or 75 beats per minute of the blood circulation and heartbeat pulse rate is going on, and that is giving us idea the blood pressure is normal. We have to study, that is the next topic, that is tube or blood vessel. This tube and blood vessel are of three types we have to study. One is the artery, second is the vein, and third is the capillaries. We know that artery have the thick wall and elastic wall because this artery is connected with the ventricle, and that ventricle is carrying and pumping the blood with the more pressure, with the more force, so that the blood can be supplied to the different distal part of the body. So to exert, to tolerate that more pressure of the blood circulation, artery have the thick wall and the elastic wall, so that it can expand and adjust the blood circulation. Vein has to face very low blood pressure, so its wall is thin walled in comparison with the artery, and it has we have to say that it has wall superstructure, so that if the low blood pressure, yeah, in low intensity if it is flowing, then the wall superstructure can prevent the backflow of the blood from the approachable area to the previous areas. And the capillaries are the hair like blood vessels, hair like blood pressure, hair like blood vessels. We have to know that these are the one cell thick blood vessels which are approachable and which are inserted between or among the cells, because we know that useful materials have to be supplied to each and every cell, and these veins and artery are not thinner like that hair like thickness, and cannot supply useful material to each and every cell for their nourishment, for their proper growth and repairing and development and division. So we have to know that these capillaries are one cell thick structure and are hair like structures, and this will be inserted or introduced each between or among each and every cell of the body, and that will be supplying useful material and taking back the waste materials, and will be supplying to the artery and the veins. That's these are the tubes and blood vessels, which are of three types. Thank you.